This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah.
It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another My Two Satoshis crypto news video. Hope everyone's doing well out there. It is Monday. I know it's very snowy in my city. Wish I was back in Miami, but I do have some news for you. I got to update you guys on what the White House is doing. They're essentially rushing through this new crypto policy, and it's going to be through an executive order. That's how you rush these types of things through. I'm going to give you some of the details on what we should expect here and how you should plan this in regards to your crypto portfolio. And that is on top of what we're already seeing from a macro standpoint. Bitcoin and the crypto markets being hit heavily, as I told you guys it would. The Federal Reserve start to slow down on their bond purchasing program, or tapering is what they're calling it. And we see that's having a direct effect on the crypto markets, as well as, of course, the stock market / equities, you want to call it. But this is another level or layer you should be paying attention to. I tell you this almost every week. You have to keep an eye out on what the Federal Reserve is doing. You know, this article does touch on this expert that said, and I agree, I think we head lower until the Federal Reserve capitulates. And, you know, they call it the taper tantrum. That's what happened in 2019. Once that happens, then we'll see a reversal in the crypto markets and we'll see another crazy rally. But until then, be careful, because these markets are going to head lower and bleed out until they change their minds. And I don't see that happening for another 6 or 7 months at minimum. And also, we got one out of Cointelegraph. Looks like the Uniswap founders' bank accounts were shut down by JP Morgan. They're saying they're calling this some type of shadow debanking operation going on by the Federal Reserve and Office of Comptroller. We'll take a look at this article. This is crazy. It's not unexpected, but it is just crazy to see that happen in today so blatantly, right, in today's environment. But hey, they start to get very blatant and very obvious with their objectives when the end is near. Right. Also, Coin Bureau and others, many of my buddies in the crypto markets, their YouTube channels were hacked despite having strong passwords and 2FAs, two-factor authentications. What is going on here? I don't know. We'll take a look at this one also out of Cointelegraph today. All 3 articles coming up on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it.
But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this.
And before we get started, if you're looking to buy some of these Bitcoins and cryptos at very discounted rates, you need to go over to bityard.com. I have a link in the description below, because over there you can trade, of course. They have futures, they have spot options. You can do all that, even Forex coming. But what's most important is that if you click the buy now or buy crypto link at the top, you can purchase cryptos with no fees. Transact, the middle one there, you can buy your cryptos dollar for dollar, no processing fee. So get your cryptos with no processing fee right now on bityard.com. This will not last, believe me. So make sure you take advantage of that while you can. Link in the description below. But let's take a look at the heat map. It is looking slightly green for Bitcoin. I'll go over the technicals here in a second, but Bitcoin has bounced up 3.5% today off its lows. It's trading at 36,170 bucks. About 3,000, I would say $2,500 off its lows, which is crazy to say, right? Ethereum, however, still down. It's down 1%, trading at 2,388 bucks. Solana getting smacked hard, down 6%. It really should be lower. All these outages, they had another one earlier last week. I don't know why people still have so much faith in this blockchain scaling. It just can't scale the way it's been built, with all of these upgrades that's needed, you know, hardware upgrades that's needed. Is a very centralized blockchain at the moment. I know they have plans to scale and become more decentralized or distributed at some point, but as of now, it's having a lot of issues. I would continue to discount this, and you know, any rebounds, I would think Solana would be last in line to see any type of rebound, just because of what they have going on structurally on their blockchain. Overall, most of the altcoins down. Hex down heavy today. I'm not sure why. HBAR, one of my favorites, down pretty heavily as well, 5.7%. Some of your altcoins are getting hit harder than others. You have to parse through that and figure out why. Is this a good time to dollar cost average? I would say a little bit. Very small purchases here, in my opinion, just simply because you know, we're seeing some action around this line here, which was a area of support for us in the past. I have that yellow line drawn, but ultimately I think we need to try to test the bottom of that channel. Now, one would say maybe 31,000 or even lower, 30,000 ultimately would be where I would start picking up some orders to buy cryptos when Bitcoin hits 31, 32, in that range. That's when I would really start activating. But you can pick up some here. We've seen a drastic drop, so you are, you know, getting a lower price than many others may have been buying in. Okay, so that is possible, but again, I would really start triggering those buys around $31,000 Bitcoin, right above that $30,000 marker, which is a huge line in the sand. If we break 30,000, people, we are going to 20,000 fast. I still think we're going to 20,000. I'm just not expecting it to happen next week, but hey, if we break 30,000 later this week, then that is very possible. I know it sounds crazy, but just keep that in mind. Put an alert in for 30,000 and watch that place closely. So let's talk about this first article, which I think is the most important subject you guys should be keeping up on this week as we start the crypto week. And it is this executive order that the White House is looking to pass through about cryptos. And what this all means is essentially the Biden administration is wanting to tackle economic, regulatory, and national security challenges posed by cryptocurrencies. Of course, that is the guise they use always to initiate or implement some type of regulation on us, right? It's got to be some type of threat that's scary, and we need to be careful and be safe and let the government help us do that, right? Furthermore, several other agencies are being looped into this whole thing, the State Department and the Commerce Department. Not sure really why the State Department, but there are so many agencies, hell, I can't keep up with them. And so we know that at this point, the government does recognize Bitcoin and Ethereum as commodities, and that is because they're commodities. It's covered under the CFTC. That's really under their purview, right? But all the other cryptocurrencies, all the other altcoins and NFTs and everything, there's no guidance on. So they're trying to rush something out. I say rush because it is. It's no way they have a full grasp of what's going on in this space. So they're ultimately going to get it wrong. So what I want you guys to understand and be aware of is that whatever comes out next month, it's going to be a sell signal for cryptos no matter what, just simply because we know they're going to get it wrong. So just have that in the back of your mind as you plan out, you know, buying the dip here. Okay, maybe, or maybe you're catching a falling knife because we have the Federal Reserve, right? That macro issue that's weighing above the crypto markets and them pretty much stopping the flow of that easy money. That's affecting the crypto markets big time. So you have that, right? That's not going to change, in my opinion, for 6 to 7 months at minimum. And then this new event that we need to pay attention to that's going to come out next month. Yeah, you can say maybe it's priced in because now we see that they're going to release something. No, not really. We got to see what the details of that is. And the knee-jerk reaction is going to be a sell-off from the release of that executive order. You just better believe it, because they're going to get it wrong. Whatever is in there is absolutely not great for crypto. And so speaking of contagion from a macro standpoint, just what I talked about, this article from The Block talks about this very macro issue, that is the Federal Reserve. This article highlights the broader market for tech stocks, of course, and the crypto markets regarding the Federal Reserve's plan to scale back its balance sheet and hike interest rates. So in such a hawkish environment, investors like to flee from riskier assets. And guess what? I've been saying this for over 2 years. Bitcoin is a risk on asset, or in other words, I've said in many times in the past, Bitcoin is not a risk off asset. It is a risk on asset. So that being the case, it is increasingly more important for you to watch out for what the Federal Reserve is doing. Their actions will directly impact your crypto portfolio. And this article I thought was pretty neat as well. Another article for us to take a look at this week, starting the crypto week, is out of Cointelegraph about the Uniswap founder's bank account being shut down by JP Morgan. He's posted on Twitter saying that they've closed his account with no notice or explanation. Unfortunately, player, they don't have to give you an explanation. That is part of your agreement when you sign up for a bank account. They contractually have no obligation to let the customers know why they're closing their accounts. It's happened to a couple of people I know in the crypto space. It's happened to a number of people. It's happened to a couple of people he knows. So this is not anything new, okay? And so we shouldn't be relying on these banks anyway, right? Unfortunately, we're seeing the lines being blurred between Wall Street, the banking system, and cryptos. They're trying to marry the two. You know, people on the crypto side are trying to marry over to the banking side as well, because there's more opportunity for more money. It's a greed thing, and people on the Wall Street or banking side want to marry over into the cryptos because it's a control thing for them. So you got two forces here working, and they're doing a good job at this point. I have to be honest with you, but hopefully more and more people get this type of reaction from the banks, and as more people get their bank accounts closed, they will start to have to solely rely on Bitcoin or cryptos and leave these banks alone. They're no good. They're antiquated. The business model is all antiquated anyhow, right? So that's just something I wanted to let you guys know. Uniswap founder accounts shut down. Not the first, won't be the last for sure. And lastly, another attack on crypto. We got Coin Bureau YouTube channel being hacked despite 2FA protection. That's two-factor authentication. It's insane. This should not be able to happen. They had strong passwords and 2FA. This absolutely should not happen. I don't know what's going on and how they could easily target, these hackers easily target who they want to, because you can tell that it's a conscientious effort to hack certain accounts. They went after BitBoy. They went after Coin Bureau. They went after Ivan on Tech. Even Real Vision Finance was hacked. So pretty much any YouTube account that was really pro crypto, you saw these hackers compromise them and put their own videos up. Even my man Pro Crypto got hit hard with the one world currency scam video. Insane. Definitely insane. I can't even tell you to keep your password strong and have 2FA on, because that's what they all did, and their accounts still got hacked. So just let you know, these systems still have loopholes and backdoors, and that honestly sounds like a CIA type of operation for them to be that easily get into these accounts. Now the location of these hacks are saying it's coming from the Philippines, but that's probably just a route of the traffic through a VPN and some obfuscation or whatever. So that's not where this hack came from. But man, that is insane. Try to stay safe as possible out there, ladies and gentlemen, because they are out here trying to get you. But let me know your thoughts on all four of these articles today. I'd love to have that conversation in the section below. And listen, don't forget Bityard. You see it right there, this way, that way. I can't get over to bityard.com for sure to get your Bitcoins and your other cryptos at a 0% processing fee. No transaction fees at all to get your crypto. And then you can move them on to another wallet or trade on Bityard. That's what I do. Made a killing over the weekend shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum. My algos hit me with those sweet short signals, and I'm still in the position. Actually, as you can see here, it did take a little off the table on Bitcoin, but I'm letting the Ethereum one ride. Shorted Ethereum at $3,200, almost $3,300 right there at that peak. We got in. Man, love making money in a bloody market, that's for sure. But make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here. Holla!